Sup, human race? This is Rttta, and I am Garrett Williamson, your research guy. This show, Random Things to Talk About, is about things that interest me, old or new. Yes, I've decided that I'm gonna actually start maybe doing some line like that just for newcomers so that they understand, first of all, what Rttta means. Because also, you know, new people don't know what this show is about, so useful line. So, I've just been sitting around and I just have not been getting interesting facts at all for the past few weeks. And, you know, as much as this is about interesting facts, it's also just about things that interest me at the moment. So let's just talk about things that really do interest me right now. So I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but they are working on re-releasing Sonic Adventure 2 for XBLA and PSN. So for those of you boring people who don't have neither a GameCube or Dreamcast, you can now play Sonic Adventure 2 on XBLA or PSN. And guess what? It's now widescreen, or at least the majority of it. The trailer actually had a few standard shots, which I'm hoping they're rendering into widescreen and they're not just going to leave it like that. Like, why would you have half of the game widescreen and then the other half not? It's in HD, so yeah, I mean, the graphics don't look much better, but it's a lot sharper now. It's not as pixelated. And then another game that has been interesting me is Halo 4. I talked about this quite a bit of time back in an episode called Halo 4 this Christmas. So yeah, because I'm so stinking boring and I completely forgot to go and watch the E3 2012 trailer for it. I went and just watched it today and I am so pumped. I also watched gameplay, so now I'm like, yes, like, Y-E-S, yes. Halo is probably my favorite first-person shooter game. I'm not much for first-person shooter. I'm not a huge modern gaming fan, and most people would agree. Like, if they were to ask what's Garrett's favorite type of games, they'd go, oh, classic for sure. Because, I mean, I have claimed and I am proud to say that I am a classic gamer, and that is where I am in this world. I will play classic games until the buttons fall off of the controller. What I think is really weird is that people are actually starting to consider the GameCube anything before 2005, they're considering it vintage. What? We're seriously, that was 04. I feel like I was just there playing Mario Kart Double Dash. I was like 7 or 8 years old when that happened. I was sure that was just the other day. And now we're calling that vintage? I mean, honestly, I don't even think that should be considered vintage. I mean, that's only like 8 years. I seriously just don't get it. It can't possibly already be vintage. Anyway, so, you know, rabbit trailing, getting off topic like I do all the time, me and my ADD. So yeah, the trailer looked awesome, the gameplay looked pretty sweet, and I totally can't wait to play it. So yeah, that looks real cool, and there isn't much else to talk about. But that was basically the video game watch that I talk about that I was going to do months back that I never actually started doing. So guess what? We're going to do the music watch. So as sad as I am and as much of a pathetic person I am, you would think I would know when an Owl City album comes out. You probably don't know, but I mean, I like Owl City. I think that's a good band. Oops, I'm sorry, no, it's not a band. I need to correct you guys on that. Everybody's like, I love this band, Owl City's awesome. And I always sit there like, it's Adam Young. It's one guy, and his stage name is Owl City. That is what he's known by. It is not a band. It is him. He just goes by like a name. Nobody gets that right. I mean, I think I honestly, for the first 5 minutes, thought that that was a band until my friend Chris corrected me. But it is one guy, Adam Young. Adam Young is Adam Young, and he's also Owl City. So there is a little lesson for you. So I have the Ocean Eyes album actually physically. I actually have the physical copy. And I have a few songs off of iTunes from All Things Bright and Beautiful, which unfortunately wasn't very successful, even though it was a rather good album. I personally liked it better than Ocean Eyes. Well, because I apparently live such, like, under a rock. I have no clue how I missed this. They just must have not advertised it enough, or I just missed the time when they did advertise it. Owl City, and most of you even probably know about this by now, but Owl City, last month, I think August 21st, he released his new record, the Midsummer Station. Station. See, my memory is horrible, and I'm not using my computer, so, I mean, I actually feel successful enough that I'm able to remember all of this. Lots of people aren't liking the record, just because it sounds very modern, a lot more like the pop you hear today. I do have to agree and disagree with that. It does have much more of a pop feel like the pop you hear today, which I stinking hate. But there's something really unique and really cool about any of the music he does. He just does really cool music. But, I mean, this new stuff, he's also featuring a lot of more popular artists on his record. An example would be Carly Rae Jepsen, who did that song we all know as Call Me Maybe, which is possibly the worst song I've heard this year. Anyway, so the record is actually really cool. I really enjoy it. There are some really cool moments in it, and it's honestly now got some of my favorite songs he's ever done. Although Carly Rae Jepsen is on the song Good Time, which most of us know about. I knew about that a long time ago. I just had know that he already released the album with this song on it. I kept thinking it was just a single. But the song, honestly, is actually pretty good and gives Carly Rae Jepsen a much better reputation than Call Me Maybe. At least in my personal opinion. So yeah, I mean, the record is really cool. Personally, my favorites on it are probably the first one, which is Dreams and Disasters, I believe, Speed of Love, which is near the middle of the record, and the very last song, Bombshell Blonde, which was actually a big turn for him because it's sort of sassy. It's really cool, and the way he words stuff is so cool. I mean, just listen to the lyrics. He's good with the puns, and he's good with... He's just lyrically, he's very imaginative. It's very cool. But yeah, Bombshell Blonde takes on much more of a heavy techno feel, and then it's also got almost like a dubstep breakdown to it. But it's not really, I can't consider it dubstep, it's just got a dubstep feel. Lots of people would say, yeah, dubstep, but people are getting the idea of dubstep wrong. People think dubstep is just this big beat and wah 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 noise, 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 wobble bass, wobble bass, wobble bass, and that's actually not correct. Real dubstep is where the beats, it's like half time. So it's dum ga da bum ba bum ga da ba da, and then you know you've got your wobble bass and whatever else. So people are honestly getting the idea of dubstep wrong because they've been listening to Skrillex, who does some real dubstep, but then he does other things that's just more of techno with the dubstep feel. But everybody thinks it's all dubstep. Dubstep is where it's halftime, normally has a big beat and a heavy wobble bass. So songs like Bangarang by Skrillex, that's not real dubstep. That just has a very heavy dubstep feel to it. Because a beat that goes boom ticka cat ticka boom ticka cat ticka, that's not dubstep. So, little dubstep lesson for you. So yeah, there's the record. It's really cool. So yeah, what's the question of the week? What should be the question of the week? Do you know what the question is? No? Okay. What should be the question of the week? How about this? What are your thoughts on the new re-release for Sonic Adventure 2 for XBLA and PSN? Answer on your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below. And remember, you can ask us a question, any question. It can literally be like a question asking about something or a personal question. So, you know, let's give an example. Let's say, what is the best camera to use? What is your personal favorite? Or what are you saving up for? That would probably be more of a personal question. But in a way, it's almost a mix. So I guess a better example of a personal question would be, what's your favorite color? It doesn't have to be that simple, but you know what I mean. Like asking me on my opinion on something, that type of thing. Or it could be a question on, you know, like asking a question about something, like, how old is Sonic the Hedgehog? Really dumb example. You can research that. But you get the idea, right? So I'm gonna say this now. We have now made it this way. You don't have to ask the question in the comments. I know none of you are gonna do this because you never ask questions, but you don't have to ask a question in the comment section. I just said comic section. Comment section. So yeah, we're now making it where you can either ask the question in comments, you can ask by personal message. I don't know, I think you have to add me as a contact to do that. I'm not positive, but that may be true. Or now we're now adding this. You can email us a question. If it's a really big question, then you can email us. What email you ask? Email gcwaves2@gmail.com. That is our GCWaves Gmail. So yeah, remember you can ask a question, answer about the question of the week, and please request what we talk about next week because it is extremely helpful when you do that. This is why I sit here and stare at the ceiling wondering what to talk about, because I just don't know what to talk about. I look on the computer, nothing interests me, nothing has interested me in the past couple of weeks, and that just gets annoying. I want to talk about something, and I try to get an episode up every Saturday, so, you know, So, what should you do to this video? Share it, comment, and subscribe! So yeah, this has been Rttta, and I leave you with one word. Farewell.